Hello everyone, welcome to the Furiously Curious Kids. I am Kriti here and we are going to learn some English. We have already seen the letter sounds in the English alphabet and now we know the vowel sounds and the individual letter sounds. It is time now to move on to the word families in the language. And the first word family that I am going to introduce to you is the CK word family. CK word family. C and K share the same sound in the language. We know that the sound of C is and the sound of K is K. Both of them share the same sound. And so, when do we use C in a word? When do we use K in a word? And how do we read words that end in CK? So, these are the things that we are going to focus upon in this module. Welcome once again to the Furiously Curious Kids and the CK word family. Now, have a look at this one. C, K. Two letters that share the same sound. C and K, both of them says K. Now, when C and K come together in a word, when C and K come together, the sound is K, 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 K. Now repeat after me. What is the sound of CK? The sound of CK is K, K, K. Now that is very simple for you to remember. CK has the sound K in words. Now the problem is, where do we use CK and how do we read words with CK? I am going to give you a secret of the CK word family. Okay? Now, we now know the sound of CK is K. A-C-K. A-C-K. Now here we have a problem. A can take two different sounds. A has the sound of the short A, the vowel. Short vowel A sound will say A, and the long A will say A. So how do we know if A-C-K is ack or ache? Because A has got two sounds, ack and A. Now the rule is, if you see A before CK, A is always the short sound, ack. So whenever you see ACK in a word, the word will read as ack. It is never going to be the long sound of A. It will always be the short vowel sound of A if A comes before CK. So now ACK means it is always apple sound. Ack. So ACK is always ack. So now repeat after me. A-C-K is ack, ack, ack. Now the next one. E-C-K. Now we know he can have two sounds. The short sound, the elephant sound, e. And he also can take the long sound, which is E. When you see an E before CK, E will always take the short sound, the sound of Eddie, elephant, e. So, I am going to draw an elephant ears on E, so that you remember that E with CK will always be the elephant sound. E. So ECK will always read ek, ek, ek. Now ICK, same rule applies here. I has two sounds, the short sound which is the ink sound, E, ink, and the long sound which is the ice cream sound, I. But when you see I before CK, I will always take the short sound, the ink sound, and so I am going to draw an ink bottle here. I have drawn an ink bottle on the eye so that you remember, your child remembers that ICK is always ick, ick. It is never ike. It is always ick. Okay? Now let's move on to OCK. OCK, O has got two sounds. The short sound, orange, is the short sound, and O is the long sound. OCK will always be ok, the short sound of O. So I am going to draw an orange in the O so that you remember that OCK will always say ok. Ok. It is never going to say oak. It is not oak. It is the short vowel sound of O. Ok. Ok. And now the last one, UCK. Now we know the rule. When you find a vowel before CK, the vowel will take the short sound. So U before CK will always be U for umbrella. The short sound. I am going to draw an umbrella so that you remember that U before the CK will always be ak. It is never going to be yuk. It is always going to be ak. So dear parents, dear children, what you should remember when you learn the CK word family, 6 things you need to study at the start is the sound of CK is K. ACK will always be ak. ECK will always be ek, ek. ICK will always be ik, ik. OCK will always be ak, ak. And UCK will be ak, ak. So go back to this little bit and learn the sounds of ACK, ak, OCK, ok, ECK, ek, ICK, ik, and ACK, ak. Okay, the sound of CK, k.